Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Vijay and we will continue learning Python with our Python Mastery series. So, in the previous video, we learned about variables, then data type, and then we learned how to make our program interactive by taking the input from the user. By taking the input from the user, we saw a drawback that whenever we take any value from the user, it is always by default stored as string. Even though it is a price table number, it is storing it by default as a string, and we cannot utilize the string for the operations which are numerical in nature. Let's say if I have to add bill prices 350 and I have to add 50 rupees of service charge, so I cannot add on the string value. We require the numeric value for that, and in order to perform this, we need the typecasting. So today we will be learning the concept of typecasting, and we will understand how we can convert value from one data type to another. Again, I will highlight that we won't be changing the value, we only will be changing the data type of that variable. Okay, so let's jump to our blackboard, and if I open, so for typecasting, let's say we requested customer to provide, let's say, bill amount. Okay, and using the input function, if customer is entering the bill amount, input function will store as string. Okay, so we won't be able to do any numerical operation. So the flow should be input is string by default, that we need to convert to integer, and then we can perform the math operations. Okay, and the step at which we are converting, this is specifically called as typecasting. Okay, so this is typecasting. Typecasting is nothing but converting one data type to another data type as per our requirement. Okay, so let's practically look into this, and we will see how we can modify these things. Mm, Let me jump to the VS Code. Okay, so let's say I request user to the enter the bill amount. Okay, and we will use the service charge. That also, as of now, the person is entering. Enter the service charges. Okay, once we take both the values, we will print bill, that will be bill, and next will be charges, and basically that will print the service charge. Okay, so till this point we are just capturing the values of bill and service charge, and then we are displaying it. So let's say the bill amount is 200 and service charge is 50. Okay, so Perfectly fine. We are able to capture that values. Now in the next step, let's say we want to print the total bill equal to bill plus service charge, and then print total bill with formatted string total bill. Okay. Now if we try to print it, what is happening? Python is not making the mistake in the mathematics, but the data type is wrong. That's why it is concatenating it. Let me explain you with an example. So when we perform the operation 200 plus 50 on a string, it will, if we perform the operation on a string 200 plus 50, the Python will concatenate it 250 because this is string, this is not numeric. So Python is not able to understand. Let's see this with a example. Vijay plus space plus Rangvani. Okay, I'm just explaining you on a string data, so it will give you a better clarity. So here you can see it is combining the strings. So in similar way, it is performing this thing. 250 it is printing. Okay. If I change it now, the data type, if I typecast it here, just a simple thing, I will copy the same code and also I will copy the total bill too. Okay. No need to print the bill amount. Let's print it. Okay. In order to typecast whichever data type we want to typecast it, just enter that input before input, and then let's say here we want to convert it to integer and integer. So if now I try to run 250, here you can see now it is printing the correct value. So this small mistake can lead to the incorrect output if we do not enter the correct typecasting after taking the input from the user. So it is very necessary whenever you are working with a numeric data, always make sure that you are typecasting it to the correct data type. In case if you are thinking that the bill amount can be in a float value, always typecast it in a float, and service charge also can be float. So so that also we can typecast similar way we did it for integer. So if now I enter, let's say 200.99, service charges 49.90. So here you can see this is printing in a float value. Let me teach you a small concept regarding the round function. So here you can see the total bill is printing in a very long decimal places. So we can convert that using the round. We can write round, and whatever decimal places we want it to be, we can mention that after comma. So now if I run it, 200.99, 49, 48.90, let's say. So here you can see the round places are now up to 2 decimal places, not much. So this is a very small concept, round, but it is very useful whenever you are working with the float data. So this will help you to understand that you want the output till the 2 decimal places. Okay. So this is how the typecasting, coming back to our original topic, this is how the typecasting is performed, like int, then float, then string, you can write it as str, boolean bu double l. Okay, this is the way you can perform the typecasting. Okay, and what is next that we can see? Okay. Now let's go to our mini project for this video. Code Cafe. Okay. So first we will print our welcome message. Welcome to Code Cafe. Okay. Then we will take the input from customer, the customer name, enter your enter customer name. Okay. Then we will take the bill amount, and this time we will convert it to the float because we know that this should be a numeric value, not a string. So enter your bill amount. Okay. After that, we will be taking service charge, float, and input, enter service charges. Okay. After that, we will calculate the total bill. Okay. Bill amount plus service charge. Okay. And then we will be print final bill. And what will be the final bill? Let me scroll it a little bit. Okay. We will print with the formatted string customer, fetch it from the variable customer name, print bill amount, then print. We will have the service charges, then print the finally total bill. Okay. Oops. I guess I made the mistake. Total bill, and it should come here as a variable. Okay. So here we will be printing that thing. Okay. And okay. So the purpose behind developing this mini project is that the bits and pieces we are seeing at the starting, but how to combine and write a proper program that we are seeing at the end of every video by creating a mini project. So you get an idea that this is how the code is clubbed and application is developed. Okay. So if we enter here, it is asking for the name. We have Rahul, the bill amount 350.99. We have service charge 50. If you see here, 350 plus 50, 409.99. So this is how a small software is developed. And we learned about the typecasting. The concept is very small, but it is very important because if in case you miss it, it will create many problems, like you won't get the correct output. Sometimes you will get an error also. And one more thing that I forgot, the typecasting always is not possible. In some scenarios, let's say I'm trying to typecast here the string like Vijay, I am trying to typecast, it will give me an error because this data cannot be numeric. It cannot be converted to the integer. So it is only possible to typecast wherever it is logically possible to convert that value to that data type. Okay, so keep that as a note. So what we learned after the input function, we learned that how we can typecast this values, whatever we are capturing as an input from the user. We can do this all typecasting with the help of integer, float, string, boolean. Okay, and we started the whole discussion with how the flow should be. Take an input, it will be string by default. If required, convert it to your desired typecasting of the data type, and then perform the operation on it. Okay, this should be the whole flow. So that's all for this video. I hope you are liking this series. Please subscribe and share. And further, we will be continuing with the other topics like the data types that we studied: string, then whatever the integer, float, list, tuple, set, dictionary, all this in the upcoming videos. Now we will be going into the more depth of that, and we will also understand the operations that we can perform on these data types. Okay, thank you very much. Happy coding.